When you start to slide down the Pareto distribution, gotta catch yourself and start climbing again. Welcome to McBain Moments. Alright, as always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Manor. Make sure you take a moment and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. Also, please consider becoming a patron. Go to patreon.com/JulianMcBain if you want to support my work. Okay, let's talk about the Pareto distribution for a minute. I've gone through this a few times, but it woke up on my mind, so I'm going to go through it a little bit again and how it affects our lives. The Pareto distribution is a curve. Kind of looks like this. And actually, from your perspective, it'll look like this probably because, you know, I'm recording on a camera and therefore everything's kind of mirrored. Basically, what it means is as things accumulate, they accumulate faster. So as things in your life get better, they get better faster over time. And then as things get worse in your life, as negative things start to pile, they tend to pile up and they get worse over time. You slide up and down the Pareto distribution. This is why it's never a straight line to success. It's a bell curve. And it's been scientifically proven. It is in psychological circles. It's been proven in economic models. It's been proven in personality tests. I mean, just broad scale, it's pretty much been proven to be a natural law, and it's strictly mathematical. If you go look it up on Wikipedia, it's a rather complex formula, but it works, and it tends to affect everything we do. And in fact, we've understood it for so long, it actually appears in the Bible, which it's known as the Michael principle, which is from those who have everything, more will be given. From those who have nothing, all will be taken. And it's a rather brutal philosophy, but what it means is when the more you gain, the more you put effort into gaining, the faster those wins are going to come. Because as you get one win, you feel better, and so you're going to be more likely to get another win, which will make you feel better, which will make you be more likely to get another win. And when you lose, you feel worse, and so you're more likely to not put the effort forth, and so you tend to lose faster. And unfortunately, it's a slide, so moving down the Pareto distribution is a hell of a lot easier than crawling up it. Eventually, you know, once you get high enough, it tends to self-regulate itself. It's like a nuclear reaction, and all of a sudden, you know, you can't stop the good. At least not without some deliberate effort. But for most of us, we got to get to that point, and it's not an easy climb. And you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to slide back down. And this morning when I woke up, because this is the only segment that I deliberately tried to record the day that I posted. And so I woke up this morning and I realized I had been sliding back down the Pareto distribution this month. And I'm trying to figure out what caused it. There's a number of things going on, a lot of change going on in my life. I'm someone who tends to prefer routine, which is to my own detriment often, although routine is very important in maintaining stability in your life. And so I just wanted to talk about the distribution itself and ways to keep yourself from sliding too far when you slide back down, because it's going to happen. You're going to have a rough month. You're going to have seasonal affective depression. I don't think that's how it's actually termed. Seasonal depression. I think it's also called seasonal affect disorder, but it doesn't matter. Basically, it's February. I'm sick of the winter, and I'm a winter guy. And so when you slide back down, you've got to recognize the fact that you're sliding down and not allow yourself to continue sliding. You've got to go, okay, we can't allow this to happen. We can't allow ourselves to slide. And the best indicator of this for me was I realized that I'm not pumping out content at my usual rate. Like, through the holidays, things were mad, right? The holidays are always busy. I was still pumping content out. And through January, I ramped it up even more. And I was just like an engine every day. One of my mentees is like, Julian, are you okay? Do you need a break? And to a certain extent, she was right. I needed to not go so far as to completely burn myself out. I do think that burnout is a relative thing. The better head of steam you get, the less likely you are to burn out, because you're just running on the adrenaline and the fuel that you're generating by doing all the things, right? That's how you climb up the Pareto distribution. This is why you got these ridiculously successful business people who might have started out with nothing, or even worse, started out in the hole because they're on drugs, and yet they're multimillionaires now because they managed to build up the head of steam towards something positive. And I woke up this morning and I realized I'd been sliding back down the Pareto distribution, and it was kind of a wake-up call. It's like, holy crap, Shueen, you're not pumping out content at your usual rate, and you're not reducing your alcohol intake the way you wanted to, and you're eating out more than you normally do. And yes, there's a lot of change going on, and there's a lot of things that I have to mentally manage, and that's part of life. But I can't allow myself to slide down the Pareto distribution just because I don't want to deal with the things, or I'm not willing to take responsibility for my pieces of it, and those pieces I can't control that I still have to take responsibility for. Because if I don't take responsibility for, we go sliding down the Pareto distribution. We end up sliding backward. That's not how you gain success. That's not how you achieve. And so the purpose of this video is to kind of display, I talk about this stuff all the time. I'm here, I talk about it, I encourage you, I admonish you, I bring it to the table. Sometimes it's tough love, sometimes it's more easy, but I wanted to. The purpose of this video is to really illustrate that I'm not immune to it, right? I'm not one of these gurus who are sitting on top of an ivory tower selling you $500 courses, which I have nothing against. I've never bought a $500 course, but I have bought some of these courses because they're useful. And it's just like, no, we're all somewhere on the distribution. I might be ahead of you, I might be behind you. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I take responsibility for where on that distribution I am, and I continue trying to climb up it. And that's what's important for you too. So, if you're going through a rough patch in life and you catch yourself sliding, take a moment to think, why am I sliding? What can I do to stop the slide and start climbing again? Because if you've climbed through it once, in a lot of cases, climbing back to where you were is not as tough as it was the first time. That doesn't mean you want to let yourself slide all the time, but after breaking through the first time, the barrier's not there anymore. It's just a matter of crawling back up there. Because you break through the barriers every time you break over a threshold. The threshold's now gone. You just got to crawl back over it. So, go out there and do what you can. If you're sliding, catch yourself. Start climbing again. This has been a McBain moment.